Absolutely. President Obasanjo, with due respect to him, a great Nigerian, I mean, one of those people who worked tirelessly to exit Nigeria's huge Paris Club debt, 30 billion American dollars. I mean, to get it exited was a lot of effort, and salute to him for that. Of course, he will be aversive to borrowing more, because if you lead a record in which Nigeria exited its external debt significantly, and we were just holding just about 2 billion American dollars after 2007, you will not want the country to go back into the debt burden. So I understand his sentiments, but frankly speaking, borrowing for this purpose now, I mean, what President Obasanjo was against was the plan to borrow $2.9 billion, not to borrow this less than 2.5 trillion naira for the purposes of running this budget. Evidence has shown beyond reasonable doubt that there's no way Nigeria can spend itself out of recession except it borrows. That's the truth. Because we generate less than we actually need for our minimum purposes.
You seem pretty impressed.
I can get that.
You seem pretty impressed with the 2017 budget, but looking at the political makeup right now and the relationship of the executive with the legislature, how smoothly do you think the 2017 budget proposal will sail through the National Assembly?
Going by the historians of this year's budget and the quarrels and the crises, the squabbles within the National Assembly and the presidency, I think the two arms of government would have learned that it is in the utter benefit of the economy to pass the budget expeditiously and to be less political about issues that have to do with the welfare of the citizenry. I think the two arms of government would have learned. But if they have not learned, it will be a shame. It will be a shame.
What is informing your optimism?
I think because we are in dire straits. We're in dire straits. 27 out of the 36 states of the Federation of Nigeria cannot pay salaries to their workers. They cannot pay salaries to their workers. And I think patriots now should stand for the welfare of the Nigerian citizenry. And a document, a fiscal document that will permit for these solutions to be brought should never be taken lightly. And there should be a synergy, cooperation between the executive and the legislature to get this done. That's my optimism. That's my optimism.
You know, if you look at it, you also mentioned education, which is very key here. But for some others, they think that we haven't actually met that United Nations mark for what should be budgeted for education. It still looks like it's a bit low.
Yes.
You are also an academic. I think that's your area. So, yes. But there seemed to be some kind of increase as well.
Yes. Last year, it was $369 billion, billion naira provided for education. This year is 448 billion. Actually, 50 billion naira for capital expenditure and 398 billion for the current expenditure in the education sector. To me, that's salutary, that's good. I mean, the United Nations Education and Cultural Organization says the budget of a country, a quarter of it should be committed to education, because education is critical to the human development and other things. Yes, but there are other benchmarks that we cannot fulfill in this country too. So we can't put all our resources in education. So education this year, I think, is 6.1% of the budget, far from the 25%.
I think, sorry, Nyota, because I still think that we should do more than enough, because it is really sickening to see the form of education we've had over the years, even some who are ministers.
Yes.
Someone is already trending, talking about some words like, that you really don't understand where they get that vocabulary or their dictionary from. So it tells you the bad system we've had over the years in our education system, and one wonders why we're not doing everything possible to see that we treat it as an emergency situation and put more than enough money to change the situation.
Yeah, I can agree with you more. But when you have a problem in which there's dearth of resources, what do? You prioritize, you distribute. Education is important. So also is infrastructure. It's roads, it's defense, it's security. First of all, in fact, security is higher than education. You first of all secure yourself, and then you get the system running. Teachers have got to be paid, but roads too have got to be built. So what do? When you have limited resources, you spread out to ensure that not one area is significantly left unattended to. Yes, education needs more, but in the face of limited resources, what do?
We'll come back and explore that more, sorry, Nyota, and so that we'll look at the breakdown of all the sectors and see how this will pan out in 2017. That'll be when we return Stay with us.